Hello gamers and welcome back to another video. So the LMGs have finally gotten a nerf with a few exceptions, alright? And I'm just gonna skim through these with very simple descriptions. I will leave a link to the change logs in the description, giving what got changed on it, alright? So the Colt LMG now has a shorter free kill range with a few handling nerfs, alright? But it has higher minimum damage and further minimum damage range, which means it can 4 kill up to a further range and 5 kill up to a further range, but its free kill range is obviously shorter. The M60 can't forward kill to the limb all ranges anymore, and it has less max damage and less min damage, obviously, because it can't forward kill. It now has a torso multiplier and worse damage ranges, and worse suppression. So it's a pretty big nerf for the M60, generally. The 𝙎𝙬𝙧 can't free kill in CQC anymore, nor can it forward kill at range anymore. This is literally just an 𝙎𝙬1, but better. This is still the best AUG, but nowhere near what it was before. MG36 now has higher max damage and less suppression. That's about it, really. Alright. RPK-12 is supposed to be able to pick up ammo from ARs and carbines and have faster muzzle velocity, but in the test place it apparently doesn't for whatever reason. But whatever, alright. The L86 now has worse suppression and worse handling generally, but that's about it. It still has the same damage, same recoil, same penetration, yada yada. It's still incredibly powerful. The RPK now has worse suppression and faster muzzle velocity. The HK21 now has less minimum damage and can now pick up ammo from BRs and DMRs. The 𝙬𝙬𝙬𝙬 can't forward kill at range anymore, but it has a better torso multiplier, worse damage ranges, worse suppression. It's not that good anymore. Well, it's still very solid, but it's not that good anymore, right? The RPK-74 now has slower reload and faster muzzle velocity and can pick up ammo from ARs and carbines and a few handling buffs and nerfs. And the MG3 can now pick up ammo from BRs and DMRs, and it has less suppression, worse penetration, and reduced walk speed. That are all the changes for the LMGs. But what LMGs are still incredibly powerful and still at basically the same level? Well, it's pretty simple. The RPK-12 and the L86. I'm gonna show you why. The L86 is still basically the same gun, and the RPK-12 has always been this crazy, dummy powerful, laser 1000 RPM, free stats penetration, idiotically powerful LMG. It's so dumb how powerful this thing is, but it's obvious that I'm not the target audience when it comes to these changes, because this didn't get a nerf at all. It's literally just better now, apparently. I know it doesn't have the changes in the test place, but it's supposed to have the changes. And the L86 is practically the same gun. It still has its insanely low recoil, insanely high damage, and almost insane everything, except the suppression is low now, which is about it, you know? But let's use both these guns and see what we can do with them, starting with the RPK-12, obviously. Well, not obviously, but we're gonna start with this anyways, alright? But free stats penetration for an LMG with 1000 RPM and no recoil, I don't know if that's fair, or if I could consider that fair whatsoever. But yeah, that's what it has. But guns, okay, let's use the L86, and I'm gonna give a final thought about the LMG nerfs and buffs and whatever. They barely got a buff. The final thoughts about the nerfs, alright? Like the 𝙬𝙬𝙧, how it's not the best gun in the game anymore, whatever. The 𝙎𝙬𝙧, you know what I mean, those top tier, always be good LMGs that aren't good anymore, yada yada. Jesus Christ, what did I get killed? It still has practically no recoil. Like, it is still very, 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 very accurate, alright? It just does the same thing. It's still your cracked out assault rifle that you've always known and loved, you know? Like, it still kills basically everyone, and it still has a lot of bullets in reserve. You know what I mean? It's still free kills, it's still forward kills at range, it's still dummy. But like, I don't know how to feel. I feel like these nerfs are good, you know? And like the guns that needed to get a buff got a buff. I feel like the MG36 still needs a torso multiplier, not just me. Still delete MG42, please, thank you. The Colt LMG is, you know, good. Like, its recoil is actually really good. You know, it might be high for a lot of people. It is pretty high generally, but it does CQC really well, you know? Like, free kill up to 60 studs, or it has a torso multiplier too, so like 80, 90 studs even. It's really good. It's really powerful. Good buffs, good nerfs, they work generally, alright? So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, press the like button. Buy my merch even if you don't have any, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya, love you, mwah.